Yo guys, what is going on? It's Lukey here and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be going through the top 10 class setups in Warzone after the most recent update. So if you guys enjoy this video, make sure to subscribe and turn those notifications on. I'm trying to hit 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So if we could hit that, it would honestly mean the world to me. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first weapon I'm going to be talking about is the MAC-10. The MAC-10 is still a very good weapon, and it still is one of the best close range weapons in the game. So the attachments you want to use on this are the agency suppressor, the heavy barrel, the striker grip, the drum, and also the no stock. So the agency suppressor is on every single weapon pretty much because it takes you off the minimap and it does a lot for you. It really is one of the best attachments you can use, takes you off the minimap. It increases your recoil control, bullet velocity, and also your damage range, which is just wonderful. Reinforced heavy barrel is in my opinion the best barrel you can use. You can also use the task force barrel if you guys want to for extra strafe speed. It is a very good attachment, and I would either use the heavy or the task force. With the MAC-10 however, the task force barrel does give it a lot of recoil, so I personally use the reinforced heavy just so I can have a less recoil, but that's just me. You can use the task force if you guys want to. The next weapon I'm going to be talking about is the FFAR. It did get a nerf, but that doesn't mean it's rubbish. A lot of people think when weapons get a nerf, it automatically means that it's not a good weapon, but that isn't the case. So the attachments you guys are going to want to use on this is the agency suppressor, the 21 Ranger barrel, field agent grip, the 38 magazine. Yes, that's correct, 38 magazine. Now the reason you want to use this is because these ones just decrease the ADS time by way too much on the FFAR, and the 38 doesn't decrease it at all. So the 38 magazine is definitely one of the best attachments you can use on the ammunition slot. You are going to be running out of ammo a little bit more fast than you're used to, so you're definitely going to have to watch out for that and make sure you do reload your weapon. If you're used to having a bigger mag, for example, you might think you have more bullets, but you don't, so make sure you don't run out of bullets. Raider stock is the last one, which increases a bunch of mobility statistics, so that is why the Raider stock is the best on that. Next up, we have the FARA 83, which actually received a pretty significant buff in the most recent update, along with the LC-10, the QBZ, and a lot of other weapons, but one of the main weapons that got a buff, which might just become part of the meta, is the FARA 83. So as we look at the attachments, as you guys can see, once again we've got the suppressor on, we've got the takedown barrel, which increases the effective damage range. As you can see, the damage bar on this is very high. We have the grip here, and then we have the 50 round magazine, and then we have the KGB skeletal stock. Now this is basically going to be probably the FFAR replacement. You want to use this as a secondary, more as a close range weapon. So if it was me, I wouldn't use this as a long range assault rifle. Use it like you would have used the FFAR back when the FFAR was in its prime. Next up, we got the BULLFROG, which in my opinion is one of the best SMGs in a very long time we've had. Now a lot of people are sleeping on the BULLFROG, but in my opinion the BULLFROG is very good. It has been starting to use by a lot of people, and it is a very good weapon. So on this we have the GRAU suppressor, we've got the task force barrel. The task force barrel on this is fine because this weapon is one of the lowest recoil SMGs in the game, so the task force barrel is a very good attachment to use on this because it doesn't really affect the recoil too much. Because there's already hardly any recoil on it. Got the 65 round magazine. I don't recommend using any of the other ones. 65 is plenty, and all of these ones just decrease your mobility by too much. We got the Spetner's grip, and then we got the KGB skeletal stock for the more increased mobility. Next up, we have the brand new PPSH. Now this is a very good weapon, and you can have a 55 round drummer on this weapon that hardly decreases any of the mobility, which is very good. As you guys can see right here, the 55 round drum, you get 55 bullets and it doesn't even decrease your mobility. Usually if we see a magazine that big, usually it would decrease the mobility by quite a lot, but this one does not decrease the mobility. All of these ones do, as you can see, but the 50 round drum, that is definitely the best attachment you can use. We've got the GRAU suppressor, we've got the Ranger grip. I don't recommend using the task force on this because the recoil on this weapon is actually quite a lot. It does have a fair bit of recoil. We've got the Spetner's grip to control the recoil, and then we have the Raider stock for the increased mobility. Next up we have the M16, and a lot of people think this is really bad now. Yes, it did get a nerf, but it definitely is still one of the best medium and long range weapons in the game. These are the attachments you guys are going to want to use on it. We've got the Agency Silencer, the Strike Team Barrel for the increased fire rate and aim walking movement speed. We've got the Field Agent Grip to control the recoil, and then we have the 45 round magazine and the Axle 3x scope. So basically what the nerf did with this weapon is it basically made the time in between each bursts slower by 10%. So honestly, it's not really much of a nerf, and they also decrease the damage in like headshot multipliers and stuff like that, but it still is one of the best weapons you can use. Next up, we have the Kar 98K, which is the best sniper in the game. It still is the best. It always will be the best. The Kar 98K, it's just unbeatable. Nothing's ever going to beat it. The K3-1 new sniper is pretty decent, but the Kar 98K is still on top in my opinion. So the attachments we have for this is the monolithic suppressor, the 27-inch barrel, tac laser, sniper scope, and the precision comb. I'm not going to talk too much about this class because everyone already probably knows it, so that's the class. Try it out if you haven't already, and trust me, it's definitely the best sniper in the game. Next up, we have the CR56 AMAX, which in my opinion is the best long-range assault rifle in the entire game. The only downside to this weapon is it has 45 bullets in a magazine. If this weapon had a 60 round magazine, it would definitely be one of the most overpowered weapons in the game. It just beams, it's got incredibly high damage, good fire rate, it's really accurate, and these are the attachments we use. Once again, I'm not going to talk too much about this class setup because everyone pretty much already knows this class. We've got the mono suppressor, Zodiac barrel, which increases the damage range, Commando foregrip, which increases the accuracy, 45 round magazine, and then we've got the VLK 3x optic, which is one of the most accurate optics you can use on Modern Warfare weapons. Next up, we have the GRAU, and I love the GRAU. Everyone loves the GRAU. It's been one of the best weapons for a very long time, and it definitely is going to be able to come back now in Season 3. In Season 2, not many people were using it because the M16 and the AUG, etc. overpowered it, but now they have been nerfed. The GRAU is now welcomed a little bit more. So we have the monolithic suppressor, we've got the Archangel barrel, tac laser, 60 round mags, and then we've got the Commando foregrip. In my opinion, one of the best classes you can use, incredibly low recoil, it's super accurate, definitely recommend giving this one a go. And then last on the video, we have the LC10, which has received a pretty big buff in the most recent update, increasing the damage, etc, etc, and it is a very good weapon, very nice iron sights, and it has a very, very good time to kill, very low recoil. So the attachments you want to use for this is the Agency Suppressor, Task Force Barrel because it is a low recoil SMG, Field Agent Grip, the 55 round magazine. It does decrease the mobility by a little bit, but this weapon has high mobility anyway. And then we've got the Raider stock, which increases the mobility. So that's pretty much it for today's video. Those are the best class setups. There are a few other ones, like the Krig 6 is very, very good as well. But in my opinion, I do think these ones are better. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.